I am back at it again with nobody MMA flyweight. Terrance Wrong Turn Saeteurn. He's joining me today. He's one of the most exciting flyweights on the West Coast that I know about. Terrance, thank you for coming back. Always a pleasure to see you, my man. And we got a pro debut coming up with Uriah Faber's promotion. That's got to be exciting as I'll get up. But I want to pause. You were a corner man for my dude, Blake Perry at Bellator MMA 279. I heard you talking wise things when I was watching the stream. Can you tell me about what that experience was like? Because that had to have been something else.
Yeah, man. Congratulations again, Blake. And man, that was it was a really good. I thought it was a really good experience, man. Just being in the back, warming up with them, and then making the walk with them, and then seeing how the Bellator ran things. I thought it was a really good experience. It was a good, I guess, reference point for maybe one day when, or eventually one day when I make my debut for them or fight underneath them. I thought Blake did a really good job. He executed the game plan pretty much to a T. We knew that first round was going to be tough for him. We knew he was going to have to overcome some adversity, but I mean, Blake's a fucking dog, man. That fool's tough as nails, and he listens really well. And Blake did what Blake does. So congratulations to Blake, man.
He made it happen, and there was a point in the fight, like that first 5 minutes. I mean, he had to dig deep, and I think it was a moment of, well, how bad do you want this? And for people who know Blake, know that that kid's got a heart of a lion, and like he wants, he's seen his own blood before. He's not scared. Like he's okay with taking a bit of punishment. But the way in which that first round unfolded, he really had to dig deep. He had to dig within, and he knew that he was going to have to mix something up, and was part of the game plan to try to catch Cooper. Was that more or less kind of what you guys were talking about leading up to the fight?
Yeah, actually, we knew that Makoa was going to come out really hard in the first round, but we kind of knew that Makoa was going to fade after that first round, and then that second round was when we were going to open up a lot more, and then obviously, yes, catch him with Blake's Doris or his Anaconda. That's Blake's jam right there. But yeah, so caught him in transition. Blake's really good at scrambling, and he caught him in transition on a scramble. And he adjusted from the Darce to the Anaconda. And then after that roll, after they rolled that second time and Blake ended up on top, I was like, dude, this is it. This is it,
One thing, yeah. T, I have to ask, is it more nerve-wracking for you to like corner your teammates? Is it like easier mentally for you to just go out there and fight? Like, because I've heard like cornering teammates has got to be like one of the most nerve-wracking experiences, at least from what I've heard.
It is, because like you ain't got, it's like you don't really have any control over it. Like when you're fighting, you're kind of in control of everything, and like you can hear what people are saying. And some people, Blake's not one of these people, but some people, like when they hear the corners, but they don't make that switch to like, okay, I need to do what they're asking me to do. But luckily, Blake's really coachable and he's really good at that. But yeah, man, I like both of them. I like competing. And I like cornering, but like I'm like fucking a nervous wreck like when I'm like coaching, man. Like,
well, that's me every weekend when I'm watching you guys fight. I kept hearing you when you and I were chatting after the fight. I was like, I kept hearing you say like, get the underhook, like every single time, and I was seeing it too. And he was digging for it. It's easy to see when you're like on TV. It's quite different, like when you got another like grown ass man on top of you, like trying to like bash your skull through the back of the canvas. So I thought it was I thought it was a really good game plan. I thought Blake fought very, very intelligently. Goes out there, a huge underdog, ends up getting the dub. You guys must have had a really good time afterward. We won't get into details. That's okay.
Yeah, we have fun, man.
Yeah,
I have fun.
yeah.
We
You
had
go.
fun.
You
Yeah.
guys go to Chuck E. Cheese or something like that?
Yeah, nah, they took me to Chuck E. Cheese, on the little sky, I had to go play in the ball pit and everything.
He talked to me about coming back to California. How quick did this opportunity to fight at A1 Combat 3 get put together? Were you talking to their people before you went out to Hawaii? Did you know that this was going to come? Was it kind of a last minute thing? Can you tell me a little bit about how the bout came together?
Well, I knew that it's been a couple of months now. Like I knew that I wanted to make my debut in May, and originally it was supposed to be like May 4th, and then it kind of kept getting pushed back. Um, but we've known about this for a few months now, and I got offered like to so many people, and like a lot of people like originally turned me down, and then I was actually supposed to fight somebody from Hawaii. His name's Micah Sampson. I knew he wasn't gonna turn it down because Hawaiian people
They
they want to
bang.
fucking fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I got offered his name, I was like, yeah, dude, like let's run it. And some things happened with his medicals. He didn't pass his medical, so I hope he makes a speedy recovery on that. And then I got offered to like another person, and then he turned it down. And then finally, I got offered to this dude, Isaiah Wright, and then he took it. So yeah, we known about it for a minute now.
I knew that was going to be the case for you because somebody with your past, people already know who you are. You're established on the West Coast in particular. People know that 8-1 record. They know that in your most recent bout, you came away with another strap. And you told me when I asked you that question the first show we did, I said, T, when are you going to make the leap? When are you going to go pro? And you said, not until I fight one more. There's one more belt I want to get. You went ahead and did that when you knocked out Bo Brooks at 559 fights 82 in November of last year.
Yep.
So we're going from November of last year to this spring, not a lot of time off, and we're going right back in there. So I have to ask, the standard question, the how are you feeling? I see that that Blake tried to scratch your face, because you took his Backstreet Boys CD or some shit like that.
Man, I feel fucking good, man. I feel ready to go. I feel like I've been staying ready. I'm like a gym rat, man. I pretty much live at the gym, and I didn't take any time off since November. I just been just staying in the gym, getting better, getting perfecting the things that I'm great at, and getting better at the things that I'm not so great at. So just staying busy.
You're just getting started in your professional career. And what's interesting about that is that record that you built up, that 8-1 record, no one cares anymore. We reset. We go back to 0-0. Everything like that you did yesterday, all your belts, like in a way, it's a reset. It's a hard reset, right? And like, it's kind of one of those experiences. It's like you graduate from college and then you walk onto your job for the first day. And when you go to your boss and you're like, oh, well, I had a 3.7 GP, blah, 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 blah. And you talk about all your projects and shit. Nobody
Yeah,
cares. Nobody
exactly.
cares. That's great. I'm glad you did good at college, but we got real work to do. Is it kind of weird in a way that you're 0-0, and in a way you almost kind of have to like reprove yourself that you can hang at this level? Does that like give you an extra sense of motivation?
Definitely that I'm making the jump. Now that I'm making the jump from amateur to professional, I do feel like I need to prove myself. But as far as like the record goes, I'm not really tripping off of the record because every single fight that I go into, I just take it as it's my last fight. Like it's the last time that I'm gonna be able to do this. It's the last time that I'm gonna be able to debut. It's the last time that I'm gonna have my second fight, third fight, fourth fight, so on and so forth. So as far as like the record and starting back at 0-0, I'm not really tripping off of it. But proving myself, yes, I definitely want to let these pros know who the fuck I am, and I'm here to stay. And I'm here, man. So be
We
ready.
we hit on, I asked you this question last time, and I kind of want to repackage it in a way. One of the things, like every time I get ready to do a show, I try to like look at it from a hater perspective or from the enemy side of things, right? So I'm looking at you and I see a guy who has had an overwhelming amount of success in the amateur career, a guy that's not used to losing, a guy that is taking pretty much anyone that they'll get. And one of the things that I caution people against is don't pay too much attention, particularly at the AMI level. Don't pay too much attention to the records because you're trying to find a guy that can make 125 pounds and you're going to get who you're going to get. So before you get the question like, oh, this guy hasn't fought nobody. Well, there's literally nobody to fight it oftentimes. So I never really talk too much about that. It's one of those things where it's like, hey, you can fight this dude we just found or not at all. And you're like, well, shit. Okay. So I have to throw out that disclaimer, especially for these light classes like flyweight. 125 pounds is a lot. I don't care how tall you are. That's a hard weight to make. You've made it. When I asked you about the one loss you took in Amis, and you're like, dude, that like kind of fucked with me for a little while, but it was some adversity I had to go through. But you're a guy that really hasn't, at least from a record standpoint, gone through a lot of adversity. Can you talk a little bit about, like the wins are showing up in the columns, but I'm fighting guys. I've gotten hurt before. I've gotten dazed before. I've had guys that have put me in compromising positions. So can you talk a little bit about just kind of some of the adversity that you've gone through in the ring to kind of let people know that, I'm the real deal and I nothing's been handed to me. Despite what my record shows, like nothing's been handed to me. I had to fight who was there in front of me. I've done that. I've had a lot of success and I expect to take that onto the next level. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, definitely. So you're right. 25 is a pretty hard division to at least just find opponents, but luckily like California is it's a pretty big like state where fighting's kind of popular. And there's a lot of people that live here. There's a lot of 25ers out here. And I have been put in a lot of bad positions in my fights. Like when I fought for my third fight, I instantly got my back taken right off the bat in the first round. I had to fight off of that. And then I pretty much lost the first round. And then the third round, I almost got put in an armbar. Well, I got put in an armbar position. I had to fight out of that and ended the fight strong. My fourth fight against Javier Martinez, he rocked me with the very fucking first punch he threw. I had to come back from that. My fifth fight and sixth fight with Andrew Johnson, got put in some bad spots, especially the sixth fight. Instantly gave up a freaking takedown that shouldn't have even fucking happened, and then got my back taken again, and I had to work out of that. My loss with On Ho, I mean, just some little adjustments that I had to make, and then obviously the little adjustments make big differences. The little details make big differences. And then, I've been put in bad situations, and I feel like I've proved to myself and proved to everybody else that I can fight out of it and I can work out of it, and I'll stay calm with when I'm in a tough spot. And then just that it's not. I mean, losing to On Ho, that is the one loss on my AMI record, but I mean I've lost plenty times before. Like high school wrestling, I've lost like 50 something times out of like 100 something matches, and in life. Just
Well, and here's kind of like one of the things I wish I remember who said this to me, because I totally name dropped them if I remembered. So if this was you who told me this, and now I'm like throwing out your line, my bad. DM me and I'll come back and I'll put it in the description of this video to give you credit. But he said something that stuck with me, and he said, "I lose almost every single day I go to the gym." He's like, "Dude, I get my ass whipped every day." And he's like, "You see my undefeated record," and he is undefeated. "You see my undefeated record." And he's just like, "Dude, I only just have to be perfect for 15 minutes or 9 minutes on the day of the fight. That's it. Like, I have to be perfect for one window." And I've been able to do that. But then after the fight, dude, I go right back to getting my ass whipped all the time. He's like, "I stay humble. I fight guys that are bigger than me. and I go up to the biggest, baddest dude in my gym, and I'm always trying to learn. I'm trying to get more work in, and I want to be put in bad situations like that. I have to imagine you have a similar mindset.
Oh, most definitely, man. Especially the whole practice thing, man. Like shit, dude. Like I got a bunch of dogs on my team, and I'm like the smallest dude on the team. So you gotta imagine like everybody's like kind of big brother in me and shit,
Mm-hmm.
Blake, Caesar, they fucking definitely kicked my ass at practice. Houston,
Mm-hmm.
my boy Houston definitely kicks my ass at practice. Amini, you know, but I mean it's what you sign up for. You gotta be okay with losing if you're gonna do some shit like this, and
And if you're not getting your ass whipped in your own gym, maybe it's time to find a new gym. So
exactly, exactly,
right. So
exactly.
I think it's great, and I think it's amazing that you're able to get in the work that you're able to with those high level teammates that you just mentioned. I think that gives you a unique advantage going into this one. Note to everybody watching this, you don't have to train at a big gym to get in high quality work. I would even argue you're better off being at a gym like T's because you have coaches that care about you. You have coaches that are invested in you and want to see you do well. And you're not just another number as you would be in a big box gym. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm a little biased, so I have to talk my shit. T, talk to me about this Isaiah Wright cat. This is a guy that at first glance, people look at him and they're only going to see the 0-1 record looking back at them in the face. As I mentioned before, in the Andy scene, nobody gives a crap about what you did yesterday. It's all about what you did today. I'm bringing this up because I feel like there'd be a lot of people that would look at this guy and just kind of shrug their shoulders and not really think much of him. And they might zoom in on that right away and be like, okay, well, I'm not going to call this guy a can because there's only one fight, but he ain't all
Mhm.
that. I would tell you, crack open the books, look at all this guy's fights. He was an Emmy from 2012 all the way to 2016. And this guy pretty much fought everybody. He lost a few times, but this guy's, I definitely wouldn't call him a scrub. He has shown that he's able to finish fights before. He's able to put together win streaks. The knock on him is he's not the most active guy. His initial pro debut, I should say, was back in 2016. That was a minute ago. How do you game plan somebody that got a flash KO against them 6 years ago, and now here we are in 2022? Like, how do you game plan for somebody like that?
Um, that's a good question, man. I mean, I've done my homework on him, and like you said, he hasn't really been active for the past like 6 years. I'm gonna give him, I definitely hope that he's been training, and like he didn't take a break, because I haven't taken a break, and like granted, I just started fighting like 4 years ago. His last fight, I think I was a few years out of high school, but like I'm not knocking him. I'm not looking past him. I think he's a fucking warrior. Anybody that has that many amateur fights and then made the jump to pro, I have the utmost respect for. And thankful that he took the fight and just game planning. I mean, I just looked up as much as I could on him and just seeing what kind of beats I can get on him, and then we're kind of worked off of that. But obviously, adjustments will have to be made in the moment, just like any other fight. So
I give this guy a lot of credit because you're the last person I think I'd want to fight. And I say that because I look at your record and it's like, Jesus Christ, this is the type of fight, like the person that's gone like 0-2 in their professional career, you're the fight that they get. They make those people fight people like you. It's like, yeah, we got a guy who's making his debut, and it's like, do you want him? He's 0-0, and you're sitting there at 0-2, and you're just like, I'm gonna go with Tapology before I say yes. So then they look it up. You're like that fucking monster in the corner that they see. They're like, oh no, my I got plans that day. I can't make it. So the fact that this guy is willing to take this fight, I think it shows a lot about what kind of guy he is. Because I was worried about this getting into it. I was like, man, he's gonna have a hard time getting that first fight. There's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna be ducking him. And the fact that he was willing to do this after a 6-year gap, I mean, I think that shows that he's a fighter's fighter. Like he's a guy that wants to fight. And I think that's great.
Most def. Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm thankful. I'm thankful that he took it.
Me too. Talk to me a little bit about just kind of where we are, like kind of where you came from. I've looked at most of your fights that are out there, and like you fought in baseball fields, like you fought outside, like you fought in like these random places against these like savage guys that are trying to like whip your ass. And there's no money. There's no money involved. Like, hey, good job. Like you beat up that guy. Good job. We might call you or not if our promotion exists next year. But thanks for coming by. Like you've done this time and time again and had a high level of success. You have given up a lot in your personal life to make this dream happen. Now we're here. Now you're actually going to get money for your time, which is probably going to feel weird. Can you talk to me a little bit about just everything that you've had to come through and overcome to just get to this point and get to this opportunity? You're already achieving a level that I would dare say most people don't make it to this level.
Yeah, man, it's definitely been a roller coaster ride, man. The highs are highs and the lows are lows, just like everybody always says. Every fighter always says. Yeah, man, quitting my job and losing that financial security and like just growing up in like a lower middle class household. It definitely gives me a lot more like motivation to just make it, and just seeing Caesar paving the way for like the younger guys on the team because he's been doing it for a while, and even my coaches, Sonny Ramos, like he always just reminds us or like tells us about like how the things that he had to do and like how he didn't have too many resources and like when he was fighting. So it just makes me really grateful for the opportunities that have been presenting themselves to me and just taking advantage of them and trusting the process and trusting my coaches, trusting my teammates, trusting myself. Yeah, man, it's been a roller coaster ride for sure.
I think it also says something kind of about your character and the type of coaching that you have. And the reason why I say that is sometimes you'll have guys that are in a similar position that you just described. I empathize with that because I grew up in poverty. Most people don't know that, but like I was like the poorest kid that went to school, and I grew up in Southern California too. So like I am very familiar with just kind of the whole scene at large. I get it. So I'm bringing that up because given just like the financial situation, it had to have been hard when you're 3-4-0 and you're like, fuck, man, like I'm putting on a run. I could get on a fight and make $1,600 by just knocking this dude out. And I know I could beat this guy. Like that had to have been difficult. And it probably had to take a lot of self-control to not get into a situation like that before you're ready.
I wouldn't say that it was difficult. I mean, like, I feel like I'm pretty level-headed when it comes to that because I definitely, me as a person, I never wanted to bite off more than I could chew, and like, oh yeah, like I'm 3-0 right now, or I'm 4-0 right now. I just won my belt. Yeah, maybe it's time. Like, no, I definitely always knew that there was work to be done and there was improvements to be made. And even after like it's hard to take lessons off of a win, but I mean, there's definitely lessons off of my wins that and improvements that I need to have been made, like just putting myself in bad positions or letting bad positions happen and just being a little bit more cerebral about the things that happen in competition,
I think it's great. I think it's great that you have that sort of awareness, and you knew that to what you just said, like there's more work to be done because not everybody has that discipline. They make the leap, they want the quote unquote easy money, and then they find out real quick, like, okay, well, hey, now you're here, and guess what? It's like a tattoo, man. Like that shit ain't coming off. Once it's on you, it's on you. So you go 0-3. There's no like reset. You're 0-3 forever.
Uh-huh.
Like that's what it's like. And you see guys that try to like force it before their time, and by the time they're 26, 27 years old, the game's done with them.
Yeah, and like trust me, I had plenty of people like in my ear, like, dude, you should just go pro, you should just go pro. And then like people are like, maybe you should wait. And then the good thing about it is that it's not their fucking choice. It's not your choice to it's not their choice to make, it's yours. So like me, I knew that I wanted to do it the right way. I wanted to make sure that I was ready to make the jump, and that no matter where the fight, what happens in the fight, where the fight takes place, it's not going to surprise me, and I feel like my coaches do a really good job of that, like making sure that they put us in every single position possible that they can think of, or that they've seen, so that when or if that situation happens, we're not like, what the fuck? Oh
Yeah.
shit, like I've never seen this before. This has never happened to me before. So
Absolutely. One of the interesting things about kind of just going into this dynamic is like this show, it's going to be a big show like that you're walking into. Uriah Faber's name is behind the promotion. It's going to be on UFC Fight Pass. I assume you're on the main card, but even if you're not, who cares? I take that back. I would imagine the prelims are going to be filled up with Amis, and you'll probably be the first or second fight of the main card, I assume.
mm. I think it's an all pro fight. I looked at they dropped the card recently, and I think there's like 6 fights. So
okay, then cool. So if there's only if it's only 5 or 6 fights, then you're all going to be on Fight Pass. One of the things, like kind of being in that environment, though, it's like there's a balance between it's your first pro fight, and it's easy to psych yourself out of like things that you would normally do. The second thing is like you're fighting basically in front of the world live. Anyone with a remote control can watch you fight for the first time. That's going to be wild. How do you like find that sweet balance between being an exciting guy that the crowd wants to see, but not being a dumbass and sticking to your game plan at the same time? Like there's got to be like that sweet spot that I know like is kind of probably the struggle of like every single fighter. Nobody wants to be called boring. Everyone wants to put on like a really good show. But then there are some people that just take that shit way too far. And then, they're doing all kinds of like crazy, weird shit. And then they just get killed. So like, tell me, like, just when you think about all that stuff and the stage that you're going to be fighting on, are you just going to basically walk into it like any other fight? Or are you going to be doing, or do you approach it differently, just kind of based off of those peripherals that I mentioned?
I guess it's just, well, I'm just gonna walk into it like it's just another fight, because that's really what it is. And then for me, like I'm not really worried about being boring or exciting, because I know that like if I just be myself, if I'm just myself and I go out there and I fight like myself, then people are gonna like it. That's usually what tends to happen. So I'm just banking on that. And
I'm so glad you said that, because it's like, dude, ride the horse that got you here. Like you don't need to like reinvent yourself. Like what you're doing is working. Keep doing what you're good at. Don't let all that shit influence you. Here's what matters: win. That's it. Just win. That's what matters. All that other shit's gonna sort itself out. And you know what? Like it's 2022. Everyone's an asshole. Everyone's got something to say. You could start your guy in like 2 seconds and people are going to talk shit about you. Like it's impossible to please everybody. I think you just got to do you. And I'm excited for your fight, man. And I have to ask the bro question, because it's your very first fight. So you got to forgive me. But how do you see this one going down? Obviously, we know that you're going to get the dub, but like, do you envision it going down like a certain path? Do you feel like you're going to be able to finish this guy? Or is it just kind of one of those things where it's like, Tyler, fuck off? I don't know.
Man, I definitely feel like I can finish this guy, but I feel like I can finish everyone, whether it's on the feet or on the ground. I'm not really too picky, so I'm not really tripping, but I feel like it's going to be a finish. When, I'm not sure. I can't tell you that. I'm not psychic, so I don't know.
let's add this into consideration. Pro bout, we got the elbows now to the face that you can throw. You're not going to get in trouble this time. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't remember
Yeah.
which fight that was, but I remember seeing that. And you're like, oh shit, I shouldn't have done that. But anyway, you're
Yeah.
not going to get yelled at this time. You can knee somebody in the face. All the chains are off, my man. That's got to be exciting for you.
Mm, Man, yes, it's very exciting. I've I've I'm I'm excited to fucking be able to let loose a little bit more, because as an
And we got
amateur,
5 minute
like,
rounds.
yeah, and we got 5-minute rounds. So yeah, man, it's just like you said, like more chain, like I'm just getting more unchained, and it's I'll have a little bit more freedom. So I'm fucking excited, man.
I
I'm
am
super excited
excited
about
for
that.
you. I am excited to also I'm going to be talking to the headliner here in a couple hours. I'm going to talk to Keanu Moyer later on today. So if you guys are watching this, make sure you watch Terrance. He'll be fighting first, and then Keanu, I'll be doing a show with him later on. He'll be headlining it. Both are really fucking good, and they're both fucking scary. I hope they don't fight each other. I hope it doesn't happen until the UFC. I hope you guys don't fight until you're both in the UFC because you're both really, really good. And it's really cool to see like a bunch of like new, young, exciting flyweights show up on the scene because we weren't really sure what was going to happen with this weight class not that long ago. And now it's turning into something that's really, really exciting.
Yeah, man, I'm glad. I'm excited, man. I'm grateful that the weight class is still around for sure.
Absolutely, my man. And Terrance, I want to give you the opportunity before I let you go. Why don't you go ahead and shout out or make fun of Blake or Caesar or whoever else you'd like to in the amount of time that we have left.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, man, for having me on again. It's always a pleasure. Um, Thank you, my coaches, Sonny, Coach Madali, for always making the time for us and you know, sacrificing everything that you guys sacrificed for us. My teammates, Caesar, Blake, Huey, Amini, Lino. Thank you guys for helping me get ready for this fight. My sponsors, Freshly Rooted Tribe, Guaranteed Clothing, Solution Supplements. My girl, Nicole, thank you for making the shirts and for being so supportive. Um, Thank you, Iridium Sports Agency, for giving me an opportunity to represent you guys. Jason House and Jeremy, appreciate you guys, man. Um, and yeah, man, if you guys can't make it to the fights, it will be on UFC Fight Pass. And I hope to see you guys there. If not, it'll be on UFC Fight Pass.
Make sure you thank your mom before we go.
Oh yeah, thanks, Mom. Thank you, Mom. Thanks for everything. Thanks, Mom and Pop. Uncle Johnny. Thank you guys, my friends, my family, Stevo, Bougie, Chetty, um, JJ. Man, I love you guys. Thank you
You
very
all know who
much.
you are.
Yeah,
You all
y'all know
know
who
who
you
you
are.
are. Terrance, thank you very much for being here, my friend. I'm looking forward to your fight. And I'm looking forward to talking to you again for fight number 2. We're going to put together a
Hey,
streak and we're going to get going, man. You're just getting started. It's always a pleasure to talk with you, my friend. We'll do it again soon.
hell yeah, for sure. It's good to see you, Tyler.
Good to see you, my man.